Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? I don't like this vacation. It's supposed to be Shannon's birthday trip to London. A lot of you haven't even been to London, and I am not having fun. Why would you guys go with all this drama? God, I want to see great food, not onion rings and french fries and smoothies. I want to see landscaping and statues and temples and oh my goodness, I want to see some shopping, some landmarks, some history. I want to see the telephone booth, the red telephone booth. I want to see the men. Are they called at arms? But they don't talk and they don't look at you, they don't blink. I'm like, all we getting is drama, and now half the women can't even poop. I don't care, and that is just uncouth. It's not demure to talk like that, to even tell us that on television. It's just not. There's no decorum. Hey, besties, it's behind the shade. Let's get into another episode. Let's throw some shade and get into this Real Housewives. Would y'all please come home because y'all are just not doing this trip right. Did you like that title? Child, how do you rate this episode? Ugh, goodness. It's gonna get a little high for me because I really am like, okay, Jen is coming out of her shell. Well, she's been out her shell maybe what 2 or 3 episodes, but she is clocking in, honey. She is doing the things, honey. She doing what Shannon can't do. Confront Tamra. So let me know how you rate this episode. We're gonna change the title and we're gonna go into it because baby, whoa, this episode, first of all, when is it? I think next week is the season finale, and then I'm sure the reunion will be 2 parts as usual. Honey, we gotta wrap this up. We are on episode 15. 15. And I also want to mention, Katie, your eyelashes are really cute. They look cute. I like her eyelashes. That is the right style of eyelash for her. Okay. So, Double Decker Drama is the name of the title. I don't like it. Let's change it. We will. Okay. So it's the next morning. Everybody's broken up into groups. Tamara and Katie are in some cave on some rock lounge chairs, having a Zen moment. Jen and Gina are at a pool. They're just dipping their legs in, talking. And Shannon and Emily are in Shannon's suite having breakfast. And then Heather joins them. So Katie asks, why is Shannon so emotional? Why does she always gets up and leaves? And so then they start talking. I don't know which Tamara said, but they went to she just lives beyond her means. And so they said, honey, Shannon is struggling. She shouldn't have been passing out them Burberry scarves. To date, she can't pay her Amex card and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going, oh well, we have another Jen, huh? But I'm believing with Shannon, not Shannon. I believe what Tamara is going back and noting is how Shannon used to live when she was married to whatever David, and they lived pretty well. And I guess Shannon probably still struggles with her lifestyle choices, being that she doesn't have that kind of income, and she probably struggles with that and still wants to live high on the hog. Some people, they just don't know how to adjust. So Gina tells Jen about the text from Alexis back in 2018 that Shannon showed her last week about filing a lawsuit against Tamara and Shannon. And you guys, besties, to this day, I do not I can't understand why Tamara is friends with Alexis. Because let you and your ex-husband, well, your husband at the time, sue me and it cost me $50,000. I don't want nothing that starts with a B. Bellino, Bellini, nothing. Taco Bell. I don't want nothing to do with it. Okay. So Jen can't believe Tamara sits there at the table and says nothing, knowing that Shannon is telling the truth and that Alexis is the liar. And I'm like, I totally agree. Like, Shannon, just like Tamara just wants to hate Shannon this much. That's all I come up with. She just wants to. And I don't understand how Tamara is even friends with Alexis. But you just want to come at Shannon so hard. She just don't care. She don't care. And that tells you right there that she ain't nobody's friend, because who would want to be friends with Alexis in real life? Goodness. So so she just doesn't understand Tamara. And so because Alexis went behind their backs and she filed that lawsuit with Jim, and she lied about it. She told Shannon that she did not have anything to do with that lawsuit. And so she says Shannon twists things. And I'm like, okay, Tamara, so do you, but okay. Heather wants to talk, so she comes into Shannon's room while they're having breakfast, and she says, Shannon says she's blown away because she asked Heather to keep that conversation that they had in Sonoma about the Shannon's face when she crashed. She said that was a private conversation about Johnny J that they had, and in Sonoma, and she wanted that. But Heather is like, man, Shannon has told everyone about this. She's done interviews, so she's like, I ain't like the first one to talk about it. So Shannon says she has a right to defend herself, and then she walks out and leaves like she normally does, but she comes back. And so she comes back with all these little scrap papers she didn't put together. She has written every amount that she has spent on Johnny J. She's reading off all the things in woo, woo, woo. We went here and I spent this. And it's all on scraggly paper. She done ripped it out of a notebook because it got all the little shredded pieces on the side. And she just has a handful of them. And Emily and Heather are cracking up. So Emily asked her, do you know what Excel is? And I thought that would be a good title, Besties. I have it when I write my notes, whatever they say that I think should be the title, I underline it. So that's underlined. Do you know what Excel is? So they're wondering why. Okay, so then we go to Emily. No, not Emily. We go to Gina. I wrote Emily. Gina's really should be Emily. I swear they should change their names. So Gina and Jim are wondering why Heather always feels used and she always inserts herself into stuff. And so if Gina says something's wrong with her. And so they were saying, so Heather told the girls that Jen was wearing a $2,000 dress. So this is, her, Gina stirring a pot with Jen. She said, she told us that you were wearing a Dolce and Gabbana dress to Shannon's tea party, her birthday tea party, and it was $1,000. And so the story is that Heather was in Neiman Marcus and she was shopping, and so she saw the dress. And so she looked at the price tag being messy and saw that it was $2,000. And so Katie says, oh, well, Ryan bought it. Okay. So then Tamara brings up the FBI issue with Ryan and tells Katie that he goes to the Bahamas to gamble, like the casinos send him a private jet. And his friend, the bookie, they always in the Bahamas. And so Katie says, well, she's going to the Bahamas after this. And so Tamara and Katie They just want Jen to be smart in this case with Ryan, because in case it doesn't work out, she will be back to square one with having nothing. And so Katie has been in Jen's shoes with her first husband. And so, she's very much an advocate for women needing a plan B, because it just might not work. Like they just feel like, if this case is real and you got these kids, and it's unbelievable that a man with no kids, with plenty of money, with this big old pretty house, would accept a woman that's kind of docile, don't have nothing, and all she bringing to the table is some 5 kids. So it's kind of like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, Jen. So Gina asked Jen about her and Tamra. And so, so Jen's like, Tamra's not capable of being a friend. And that was a very great point. Very good observation, Jen. You're not as cuckoo as we thought. And she talks about everybody in this group. Very good, Jen. She's paying attention. So it's the double-decker day. Shannon got all these costumes for these girls to wear, like these little king robes with crowns, and Tamara's like, I'm not wearing that on my head. And somebody's like, I got a big head with my extensions, I can't wear that. So they get on the double decker, they go to the top, and they are the only ones up there, and they cannot hear the instructor. What is the tour guides? They can't hear the tour guides, so they don't even know what's going on. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this sucks. Like, this trip sucks. So Gina tells Heather, since they can't hear, so she said, well, I have something interesting to say. So she so she's like, Heather, she doesn't get the mammogram thing. Like, Gina says, in the text you sent us, you told us that you didn't want to talk about it. And so Shannon says, well, they all feel horrible because they assumed everything was fine with everyone because they heard the cheering coming from the other room. So Heather says, well, in the moment, there were 4 girls, girls or women? There were 4 girls that were there, and no one asked me about my result. So Gina's like, I'm really affected by this because you're making me feel like I'm not a good friend. And so Heather's like, well, you seem angry at me. Child, what? Like, Heather, we all know Gina screams and hollers. That's her love language. She don't know how to talk. She always hollers. So she was like, you seem angry at me. And she said, Heather pretty much dusted it off. Like, I was done with this conversation last night. What you doing bringing it up? So they go back and forth and back again about the expectations of being friends. Child, it's like, if you guys not going to be cool, just stop talking to each other. Golly, it's so simple. Just be cordial. Ain't nobody who's asking people to be friends. You don't know how to be a friend by now at these big ages. It's starting to look real petty. Oh, God. So they go into all the things. Katie, the paparazzi. So then here go Gina. She reaches back a few seasons talking about, you talked about my house and blah, 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 blah. And so Heather's like, this is exhausting. And it is. So when they get off the double-decker tour, they split up. The 2 groups, they go shopping. So Emily, Gina, Shannon, and Jen, they go one way, and Katie, Heather, and Tamara go another way. Shannon wants the girls to stop in a spot. They want to stop and take these old time photos. So they dress up in all the stuff from back in the medieval days, and they take these cute pictures. But I had an issue with when they asked about the pose, are we smiling or are we not? Someone said, we're going to do the, hold on, the privilege pose. And I'm sitting there like, excuse me? Is that a thing with you white people? Okay. The privilege pose. Can y'all believe that? Moving on. They say Heather and Tamara are really harsh. Like, they talk harsh. They're just mean, pretty much. So Gina says Heather is a control freak, and she's a gaslighter. Shannon says Heather comes at her and she lies, and then Gina brings up the Jen thing in the dress. And so Heather, craps. She said Heather craps on Jen about why is Jen spending $2,000 on a dress. And so someone's like, so I'm just like, you know what? All of y'all talk about each other and then all y'all tell each other what was said, And what's so funny to me in these moments with Housewives is like, even with like just reality TV, when someone tells you that someone said something about you, why don't the person always get mad at the person that said something? They just address what was said. I would be like, why are you telling my business or whatever? Where, where you get a lot would be accomplished if you would go after the person that started the rumor or the mess. So they get ready for dinner back at the hotel. And so they go, they didn't even, I don't know, they went somewhere for dinner. Of course, they're at the table ordering, guess what? Espresso martinis. I swear I need to try it. I just need to try one. Like, do they sell them in shots? Because I probably would not enjoy a whole glass of an espresso martini. I don't know. Does it give you like coffee? Is it something to drink when you're going to be out all night? Got to figure this out because, honey, these ladies been ordering an espresso martini on every episode, okay? So Jen comes just right out and she asks Heather, did you have a problem with my dress? I love that. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Here go Heather. No, it was beautiful. She wasn't going for that. She said, did you call? So she's thinking, okay, let me ask it a different way then. Since you got out of that, did you call Tamara and talk about the price of my dress? And she was like, yes, I was at Neiman Marcus and I saw the price tag. And I was like, oh my God, did she buy a $2,000 dress? Child. And I like how Jen just said, why? Like, why did you even care to ask? Because you're only getting $6,000 a month and I'm worried about you. Shut up, Heather. So Gina says, bull crap. Good call, Gina. She got caught in a lie. And Gina said in her confessional, she got caught in a lie. And we're like, they all figured that Ryan bought the dress, duh. So Emily says she's being something she's not, and here we go, Emily. And, she tells Heather, you dress head to toe in designer. Tamara gonna say, well, she can afford to. Oh, man. No, you didn't say that, Tamara. So Jen says, so? Like a big old kid. So? That's when you know you have lost the argument, when you got to revert to, so? And it's like, tap, tap, Jen, are you keeping up with the Joneses? The DeBros? You kind of giving a keeping up with the DeBros. Are you keeping up? So Heather just outright feels bad about it. Hold on, besties. To get that water in. Gotta get that water. Are you drinking water, besties? So Heather apologizes. She just goes in and she's like, I feel bad. I'm sorry. Then Jen turns to Tamara, honey. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. And so she's like, we get into a pattern of being close and then you go ballistic on me. Tamara's like, I don't go ballistic on you. Jen checks the mess out of Tamara on how she was talking crazy to Ryan at Katie's house. That was between me and him. And so Tamara's like, I guess I just had to get it out. I just had to say it. I just had to get it out. And it may have just came out wrong. You are accusing. Yes, Tamara, everything comes out your mouth does not have to get out. And you never say things correctly. Do you know that about yourself? So then she apologized. And Jen was like, mm-hmm. So actually, no, take that back. Tamara just apologized for bringing up the FBI stuff. She didn't apologize for how she was calling him a BI and all that stuff. She didn't apologize for that. She meant that, honey. So Shannon tells Tamara that she talked to Gina about the text from Alexis. So Tamara's like, oh, the one that you sent me last week? Uh-huh, yeah, yeah. So Tamara acknowledged it. So Shannon is surprised that Tamara didn't tell anybody in the group that Alexis did in fact file those lawsuits, you know. So Tamara's like, well, that was between you and her. But it wasn't between you two, Tamara. You got sued the most. Shannon lost 30,000. You lost 50,000. That was between her and Alexis. Okay. So Emily says, you know, apply the same energy to Alexis that you hold Shannon to. You know what I'm saying? Like they both were, you know, hello, Alexis is a liar. Go ahead and call her out like you do Shannon. So Shannon tells Tamara to stop talking about her. And Tamara says the same. Stop talking about me. So Shannon's like, you know, you have a big ego and you are cruel. And so they flash back to New Year's Day when they were at Heather's party. You know, they went out to the hallway and talked. And so Tamara was telling her, you said I have a big ego and I think I'm better than you and Vicky and blah, 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 blah. So she was like, I'm not the one that has such a big ego that I can't pay the $75,000 back because I don't want to look bad. Whoo, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. I was like, Shannon storms the door. Ball your fist up, honey. Ball your fist up. It is time to fight back. Literally. I do not condone violence. Behind the shade, we do not condone violence. But Shannon, you should have balled your fist up. It was time to shake the table, honey. You're cruel. Oh, shut up. And clearly, Tamara had her hand raised. Don't you ever raise your hand at me. I'm done with you. Bye. Maybe you buy. This is my trip. Sit down, Shannon. Sit down, Shannon. Oh, Shannon, sit down. Don't go. I'm going to the restroom. So in both of their confessionals, side by side, Shannon and Tamara, they're both saying the same thing. I'm done with her. So they go back to their hotel. They go to the bar because you know they're not ready to turn in yet. And so Emily comes up with this good idea that all the women text their men something sexy and kind of nasty, something to say to get them going, all riled up, you know. And they have to read their husbands or their boyfriends' responses. Well, honey, Jen tells us that, honey, Ryan stays ready, honey. So this is going to throw him, this is going to just make him explode quickly because this is what he do, honey. She was like, he going to send me a whole bunch of naked pictures. So everybody's reading their responses. And, you know, Shannon's just sitting there because she don't have nobody. She can't play the game. And I thought that was so insensitive. Like, this trip is for Shannon's birthday, and you wouldn't even know it because they are not celebrating her. But I think Gina did do a toast at the dinner table, but that was pretty much it. It was just drama and chaos. So Shannon is like, yeah, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go to bed. I got to meet up with my daughters tomorrow because, you know, the girls are in Paris. So they're going to come over and then she's going to hang out with her kids. So she ain't got time for this crazy mess. So Emily in her confessional say that Shannon could have texted Archie, the dog. Oh, Emily, you are back to your shenanigans. I like her, but I just don't like her. This season, she kind of got me like, I'm on the fence with Emily. Ugh. Go to bed, Emily. Go to bed. Shoot. Night, night. Because just the thought of you in shame makes me want to just you and okay. So the next day, Emily and Tamara, they go out walking, looking for smoothies because Tamara needs something because she hasn't gone to the bathroom. And a few of them haven't. They all walking around needing an enema. So Emily asks, you know, where do her and Shannon go from here? Like, so Tamara says, she's exhausting. And, this is why I backed up from her. And she was like, why do I have to be the bigger person? And so Emily is like, yeah, we know that Shannon has her flaws. Like, yes, be disappointed that she has a DUI. Yes, be disappointed about this, that, and that. Those are all valid points. But why can't you help her become a better person? So at the hotel, Shannon child is talking to Jen, and Gina is there too. So she's talking to them about how Tamara talks about her behind her back. So she even has receipts of her and Tamara's text messages about, Jen and Ryan. So Tamara did a background check on Ryan, honey. Gina is blown away by this, like, oh my gosh. Gina with them eyes. Oh my goodness. So Jen stands up. She is hot as a firecracker. She is hollering. She's already mad at Tamara. Now she's super mad at Tamara. And honey, she leaves Shannon's suite. She's going right over to Tamara's room, honey. Production opened up the door. She is mad. She storms in, and Tamara is sitting down, getting glammed up, her and Heather. And Tamara is still running her mouth. If she was talking about something about, I can't remember what it was said, but she in there gossiping still. And so Jen just walks up to her and said, you got a background check on Ryan? No, you did. I swear to God on my kid's life, I did not. I just saw it. Well, show it to me. Oh, my goodness. You're throwing around all this bleep. It was 2 years ago. I never paid for no background check in my life. So Jen is still fussing out and hollering and screaming. And Tamara is clapping. Jen is getting madder and madder, still hollering. So then she finally stops fussing and she says, why are you clapping? So Tamara says, because you're finally using your voice. And child Heather was even shocked. In her confessional, she was like, I didn't know she could talk above this loud, and I just didn't know. And they kind of like, I'm kind of amazed by it, So Heather's trying to tell Jen, let Tamara talk. And she's like, she knows already. And like, you stay out of it. Stay out of it, Heather. You got your own problems with Gina and Shannon and Katie. Like, you be quiet. And so here go Tamara. Well, you said he was a mortgage broker. Blah, 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 blah. I asked, was he licensed? Mortgage broker. Blah, 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 blah. Mortgage broker. Was it true? Is he licensed? Blah, 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 blah. And now Tamara is hollering. It's all over the internet. I'm like, wow. So Jen said, I am so done with you. This is some low-level bull. Beep. And I'm like, that's good. That's good, Jen. That's good, Jen. That's good. I am so done with your low-level bull crap. That was a good one, Jen. And so here go Tamara, bye-bye, bye. Like, get out. So she walks away, comes back. You need to grow up. Leave my family alone. I just moved into this man's house. My kids are with me. That was a dig. But I was like, wait a minute, your kids are with you. That oldest one, what's his name, Destin? He don't want to be there. Okay, my kids are good and happy. I guess she told me because that's what I was thinking. And I guess she heard me because she sure said, my kids are good and happy. Okay, Jen, keep going. Go, girl. Keep going. I'm sorry. Be quiet. Leave me alone. I want no parts of your bull crap. So she looks at Heather. She said the only reason why she's your friend is because she's in front of you right now. I was like, okay. And I don't know how long a title should be, but I like that. She's your friend because she's in front of you right now. Woo! You talk about everybody behind their backs. And I'm a better person than than you'll ever be, Tamara. Okay, bye. Oh, so I think the name, I don't think did I highlight anything? I don't think I did because it was just so like, oh, do you know what Excel is? That's all I wrote down. So I'm going to go with either, do you know what Excel is, or okay, bye. And then Jen called Tamara a BI, or no, because I think Tamara was just done. And Tamara looks a mess without makeup. Ooh, she like an old lady. Ooh, hurry up and get your makeup put on, girl. Ooh. And that was the end of the episode. It's a to be continued, honey. I'm ready to get out of London because they are not. I was in London this summer. For a short time, I spent the night, was on my way to another destination. And it's just like, this trip was a bust. Like, it was a waste. Like, they should have been in Milwaukee with all this drama. But Milwaukee was fun. They had drama, but they still had fun. There's no fun with these girls in this group in London. There's just no fun. The only fun that Gina pointed out was getting those French fries. And she kept saying it when she went to the shaver's shop for Travis. She was like, this is fun. This is fun. Like, these girls are just pathetic. And this season is just running its course. It's time for it to be over. Whew, I'm over it. Good season, but it was just a little too long. And they just, oh my God, just, it was good, but it's just way too much Alexis, Johnny J. It's just a lot of Johnny J. Oh my God, is he going to be a part of the cast next season? Will he get an orange? I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for this to be wrapped up because it's rough right now for a little small new content creator like me, besties. There are 4 Real Housewives shows on at this time. 4. We got Potomac that just started on Sunday, New York on Tuesday, Salt Lake City on Wednesdays, and Orange County on Thursday. What is going on, Andy? What is going on, Andy? So y'all ready? Because this is a lot for me. Doing life after lockup too. And Love and Marriage Huntsville is about to come on. And I think the Bell Collectors are coming back in like 2 weeks. I cannot review 7 or 8 shows. And I gotta see about Bell Collectors. So I'm just I think my limit really is like 4 to 5 shows. And I would just hate to have to come in to Bell Collective late. Or maybe I just won't review the reunion of Orange County, but there's no way I'm going to be able to do 7 shows at one time. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off, but we'll figure it out. Okay, besties, that was the end of that. To be continued next week. I hope we come back to Orange County because London was a lot. It was rough. And I'll see you in the next video, besties. Bye, besties.